Back in early 2015, I fell in love with a chateau I found online. I then had to convince my other half to give up our London life and move to rural France. To my surprise, she said yes, and a year later said yes again at our wedding at the chateau we now called our home. It's just us two and our husky Lightning, and now of course a few animals who seem to have joined us along the way.
It's such a beautiful place to live, so we decided to share it with everyone.
It's obviously a lot of hard work for just us two.
It's not always a fairy tale, and we don't always get it right.
But it's all fantastic fun along the way, so we bring this chateau back to life for others to enjoy as much as we do. Follow us, Angelina and Phil, along with the highs and lows of our chateau life. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Chateau Life. We're still waiting for bits, specifically router bits. So if you're new to the channel or haven't watched in a little while, hey, thanks for coming. And we are renovating the morning salon in this chateau. I've been waiting for some router bits to be able to make the dado rail, and it was delayed. Now it's just disappeared and I had to reorder a new set. It's Christmas, these things happen, but it does mean I am getting a bit stuck with being able to finish off certain bits, and we are on a massive deadline. We really want to be back in here for Christmas. So we're doing all the other odd jobs, so we're not wasting any time. Angelina mostly, because I've got another job for another room, which I kind of have to get done as well in between this and of course the weather, because obviously the frost and freezing temperatures have started to come in. For those people that I mentioned before, new to the channel or haven't been here for a while or not subscribed, if you enjoy watching videos about living and renovating a French chateau, please do think about hitting the subscribe button underneath the video and then the bell button, so you get notifications as and when new videos come out. It is completely free. It's simply so you know that we've got a new video out and stay up to date. Let's get on with showing you what is actually happening.
I've been away all day today because I had to go and get a rug for this room that came up at a really good price, and it's a good quality rug that will work for us. Now I am back. I also purchased a chemical because I realized I do not have a primer for the rusty spots of the radiator legs, feet, or the radiator itself, and it needs to be a special kind because obviously the temperature goes up and down. So any regular all-purpose primer is likely to crack, and we don't want to do that, especially when we'll be putting specialist radiator paint on the radiator. So I didn't want to lose money. I was out in a busy city, Laval, which is an hour away from us, and I went to the biggest shop out there and I purchased what I needed. So I am going to get on with coating the feet with that specialist chemical to prime it, and then obviously tomorrow we'll be able to get on with painting. It's a slow progress, but a little bit at a time really does make a difference. Here are the feet, and in the last episode I took these rusty feet that were rusty underneath and on top all over and cleaned them up with my really good specialist chemical and really cleaned them up and removed any flaking paint. Now I'm gonna obviously cover them, but you notice they are kind of grey. This is meant to be cast iron, really dark iron, and that is a primer, so that stops things from rusting. And I thought whilst I treat the legs, I will also treat a piece of metal of this piece of metal over here, which needs sort of tidying up, painting. But you see, it's got little rust spots on both sides of the edges, on the left and the right. So I'll cover those at the same time. I'll obviously need to clean this up, but it would be really nice if obviously I treat all of these with the specialist radiator paint, because the temperature does go really high and it needs to have the right stuff on it. Oh, and didn't I mention that we've only got 5 days to go until Christmas? So pressure's on, I must say, to get this room into somewhat completed and habitable state. All done and painted with the protective anti-rust coating. And now all that's left to do is wait for it to dry until tomorrow. It's the next day and the feet are tacky dry, which means that they'll need slightly longer to dry before I can start painting them. But this panel, this metal one, is actually ready, and as you can see, it's very clear, almost like a clear varnish like primer. So I will begin painting this section and then light the fire so that the feet can dry and cure properly quickly. And here it is all done. The feet are on top, fire is lit and starting. And now it's time for me to work on that corner of the skirting where I filled some more before I do the second coat on it.
Back to present day, and Angelina is now doing, it's the top coat, it's the white, isn't it, on those radiator feet?
First coat.
First coat of the white radiator paint. It's had the anti-rust. And of course, they are about the only things which we can get in here to paint so it's secure in the nice weather.
Well, I need them to hang. I was planning, well, basically this radiator paint sets at high temperature, i.e. working radiator temperature. And because this is only feet, I could place them here, but then my wood burner, I cannot control the temperature because it can't go over a certain height. Otherwise the whole room smells of burning paint. So I thought I'll hang them above it. Therefore I can get this fire roaring because we've got no radiators and it's ice cold outside. And that way the room can be warm enough to work in other things with. I think this is pretty genius. I've got 5 feet. This will be a Christmas stocking for Christmas.
Yeah, so most people hang stockings by the fire for Christmas. And well, they get mandarins and all sorts of bits and pieces in there. We have
radiator feet.
Yeah, radiator feet hanging from some of my woodworking clamps. Right, we don't have chestnuts roasting on an open fire, but we do have radiator legs curing above a wood burner. So it's a bit Christmassy. Anyway, that's where that's got today, and there's some more happening elsewhere. Angelina's just doing another coat in that window reveal, which is one step closer, and all the caulking, filling and sanding has been done in that, so that will get painted tomorrow. Certainly feeling like we're nearing an end, but it's the end of another long day, so it's time to sign off.